dancers.
And this year's fashion trend? Adult braces.
The list just keeps going and going.
And going and going and go.
It's the Golden Globe Awards, live Sunday, January 11th, here on NBC. On an all-new Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Amy Adams drops by. NBC Tonight.
Live, the news on NBC6 South Florida starts now.
Now at 11, restoring relations between the U.S. and Cuba. Tonight, a better understanding of exactly what that means and the mixed emotions this new era is prompting.
And a disgusting story of animal abuse. We're live with more on the dog saved from a life of pain.
Plus, a South Florida homeless feeding advocate is serving up food in the nation's capital. How Arnold Abbott was honored in Washington, D.C. today. But we begin with breaking news and a deadly house fire on Miami Beach.
Team 6 reporter Steve Litz joins us live from the very scene, which is very active, with all the details. Steve.
Yeah, Trina, very sad tonight. A neighbor tells us that the woman who died in this fire was 100 years old and lived alone in this house. This is a residential neighborhood here on Miami Beach. You can see the police department's mobile forensic lab is here, and investigators and fire crews are still here on the scene making sure the fire doesn't flare up again. The smoke cleared out a while ago, but it was pretty thick when firefighters first arrived.
The fire broke out early this evening at the house on 30th Street near Prairie Avenue on Miami Beach. Violet Camacho lives next door.
The fire trucks pulled in front of my driveway. There was a lot of smoke coming out, and as I'm trying to pull out of my driveway, I saw them pull out the neighbor that lives next door.
Is she an elderly woman?
She is. She's 100 years old.
Neighbors say there was smoke everywhere. It's a two-story house. When fire crews arrived, flames were shooting out of the building.
We had reports of possibly one occupant inside. Our units made an interior offensive attack. We're able to go ahead and locate the victim. We're able to bring her out, which we transported to Mount Sinai at this point.
Officials say the woman died on the way to the hospital. The chief told me the fire appears to be an accident. Despite that, arson investigators are on the scene. Routine anytime somebody dies in a fire.
No word on what caused this fire tonight, but again, the chief said it doesn't appear to be suspicious and likely accidental. Investigators haven't released the name of the victim. Reporting live on Miami Beach tonight, I'm Steve Litz, NBC6 South Florida.
Very sad. Thank you, Steve. Now to more on today's developments as the United States and Cuba have a better understanding of restoring relations tonight. South Florida's Republican lawmakers had harsh words surrounding the president's plan, and it's also drawing mixed emotions from the exiled community, with many angry but some supportive of the changes. Team 6's Marissa Bagg joins us live from Washington, D.C. tonight. Marissa.
Trina, there's a political divide on this issue, a major generational divide, and both of those stretch all the way from Miami up here to Capitol Hill, and it could get nasty as both sides dig their heels in to this decades-old debate. The punches keep coming from South Florida Republicans as they argue against President Obama's plans to improve relations with Cuba.
This is the kind of deal you get when you send your speechwriter to negotiate with a tyrant.
Let there be no mistake. What the president has done is give Castro, the Castro regime, a state sponsor of terrorism, exactly what they have been asking for. Not one thing less.
¿Qué esperanza podemos tener nosotros de llevar esto?
In English and Spanish, they poked holes in the outline to reestablish an embassy in Havana, as well as open travel and trade for Americans wanting to do business with the island nation.
We are calling on Cuba to unleash the potential of 11 million Cubans by ending unnecessary restrictions on their political, social, and economic activities. In that spirit, we should not allow U.S. sanctions to add to the burden of Cuban citizens that we seek to help.
It
is great news for the end of the year. The country's economy is going to grow.
The president is getting support from Republicans outside of Florida.
For those who say that this is a concession somehow to the Cuban regime, these moves that are being made today, I think that is the wrong way to look at it. That is simply wrong.
But Mr. Obama will need many more backers from the other side of the aisle to lift the embargo, which requires an act of Congress. And Senator Rubio still vowing to stop the president in his tracks when it comes to trying to put this plan to normalize with Cuba into action. We'll see how all of that develops in the coming weeks. Reporting live in Washington, D.C., Marissa Bagg, NBC6, South Florida.
Marissa, thank you. And Pope Francis is expressing his joy over the move to improve diplomatic relations between the U.S. and Cuba. The pontiff commented on Wednesday's announcement during a meeting with 13 new ambassadors to the Vatican. He is credited with helping to broker the deal that led to the release of American Alan Gross, who spent 5 years in a Cuban prison.
And Jackie, with these relaxed regulations on the horizon, some South Florida companies and entrepreneurs are salivating at the prospect of doing business on the island. And despite Cuba's long isolation from the global economy, many people see plenty of potential for new business. Politics aside, the workers on the north side of MIA's ramp today are talking about what the future may bring. More overtime if Cuban air operations or additional American carriers pick them to fix and maintain the extra aircraft that will be used to haul passengers and cargo to and from Cuba.
This could be substantially bigger, a lot more carriers, and we have a good share of that market, the Latin American market in general. So we're really excited about that opportunity.
Theme Maintenance President Fred Murphy told us the announcement removing the embargo opens a door his firm and others are ready to walk through.
More jobs, more billable hours. It's good for everybody. It definitely provides more opportunity.
Across South Florida today, businesses are evaluating just what will be available to them. Other businesses who may be able to profit first, home building, things like lumber, beauty product suppliers, tech products, cell phones, and computer services, and farm equipment distributors. The Port of Miami told us right now it doesn't have any business with Cuba, but when import-export operations increase trade, South Florida ports would benefit. Miami International Airport says 667,000 passengers traveled to or from the island in 2013. Without restrictions, it's estimated that may rise to 1 million. Today, Republican Senator Marco Rubio opposed the president's move, dropping the embargo.
All of it is premised on the notion that if we open up to Cuba, the United States does more business and more commerce with the island, that somehow from that will spring democracy. I wish that were true.
Well, none of this is going to happen overnight. There's a lot of State Department that they have to do. And also on the legal front, there's going to have to put a lot of rules in place that control what happens if a dispute comes up.
We also have more information about the U.S. spy exchanged for the 3 remaining members of the so-called Cuban Five. United States officials have now identified him as Rolando Trujillo Saraf. These photos come from a blog set up by his family years ago. He once worked in the cryptology section of Cuba's Directorate of Intelligence. Saraf is credited with passing along information to the CIA that led to the arrest of several Cuban agents operating in the U.S., including the Cuban Five. Saraf was arrested in 1995 and served nearly 20 years of a 25-year sentence. He flew out of Cuba Wednesday, but his current whereabouts is unknown. Stay with NBC6 on air and online at NBC6.com for all the latest reaction and a timeline surrounding the restored relations between the U.S. and Cuba.
New at 11, a tragic story of animal abuse. You're looking at a blurred out picture of a dog with a hiking carabiner hooked through his hind leg. Team 6's Stephen Schuler joins us live from the Animal Hospital in Fort Lauderdale with more on the disturbing details. Stephen.
Well, thankfully, that dog is resting comfortably here at the South Federal Animal Hospital. Now, one local organization is offering a reward to catch the dog's owner before they can hurt another animal.
He likes his cookies.
With a big smile, Ziggs munches on treats at the vet's office. The 1-year-old pit bull in great spirits despite his horrific injuries.
So someone actually went out of their way to do this to this dog. And again, it ranks on the mutilation type of torture. Someone tortured this animal.
In this blurred photo, you can see the carabiner found in Zig's leg attached to a severed leash. Rescuers say they discovered the pup roaming Little Haiti on Wednesday afternoon, dragging the leash behind him.
He was tied in someone's home, and he chewed through the rope in order to free himself, and he was walking the streets. It's a very nice little dog.
Veterinarian Al Mullane tells Team 6 it appears the ring has been lodged in Zig's leg for several months, with evidence of similar injuries in the past. Members of the Forgotten Dog Rescue believe the owners used the carabiner to restrain the dog.
The carabiner is a dull thing, so in order to get it, they had to have used either a drill or something sharp to make the hole first, to then stick this carabiner through his leg.
The organization is now offering a cash reward for any information that leads to the arrest of Zig's owner. The animal rescuers say they won't stop until there's justice for Ziggs.
It's probably somebody that, if they can do this to an animal, they probably could do this very well to a person or a child.
We're told Ziggs is expected to make a full recovery in about 2 to 3 weeks, and then he'll be available for adoption. Now, if you notice Ziggs or you have any information about his owners, you can send an anonymous tip to forgottendogrescue@yahoo.com. Of course, all those details on our website, NBC6.com. Live in Fort Lauderdale, Stephen Schuler, NBC6, South Florida.
New tonight, a Lauderhill police officer is recovering after being involved in a nasty 3-car accident. The crash happened near State Road 7 and Northwest 16th Street in Lauderhill. The 3 drivers of the vehicles were injured, as well as one pedestrian who was nearby. The Lauderhill officer was taken to the hospital in serious condition. The accident is now under investigation.
Right now, the search is on for a jewelry thief. The owner of Jewelry by Lana in Weston thought he was dealing with a customer when he buzzed in a masked man carrying a box. The man points a gun at the owner and forces him to unlock several display cases. The robber filled the box with hundreds of thousands of dollars in jewelry, then took off with an accomplice who stayed outside and stood watch. If you have any information, please call Broward County Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS.
A South Florida student is speaking out about an inappropriate relationship with a teacher. That relationship landed the former teacher from South Dade High behind bars. And now the Miami-Dade School District is being sued because of the actions of a one-time teacher. Bresniel Jansen Moans, who was arrested at South Dade High School earlier this year, recently admitted to having sex with one of his 16-year-old students. The girl, who we are not identifying, thinks the school district failed to protect her. The 22-page lawsuit against the district complains it was negligent in not providing a safe environment for the student and asks for monetary damages. Moans could not be reached for comment. He is currently on 10 years probation after reaching a plea deal.
Well, thanks to police, the food stamp scheme in Davie has run out of gas. Today, police raided the Food Mart America located at the Sunoco gas station on Davie Road and Southwest 42nd Street. According to investigators, the scam involved buying food stamp cards at half their value, then using the cards to buy goods, essentially doubling the buyer's money. The year-long undercover investigation also revealed that synthetic marijuana was sold on the premises. The store operator and clerk were arrested. Both face several charges, including fraud. Well, a Miami police officer accused of helping drug dealers won't be getting out of jail before his trial. Today, a judge denied Jose Maldonado's request for bond. Prosecutors say he went to a McDonald's parking lot on 2 occasions to act as a lookout for drug dealers. The 7-year veteran is facing several charges, including armed cocaine trafficking. Maldonado is set to go on trial next month.
Well, Friday's almost here. Will this beautiful weather hold into the weekend? And what about the outlook for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day? I've got all that coming up next.
Brand new video tonight of South Florida advocate Arnold Abbott feeding the homeless in the nation's capital. We go back live to Washington, D.C. as Abbott was honored today. Plus this.
I think anybody has a capacity to forgive. And I'll tell you that forgiving is very healing.
A Florida woman sharing her story of forgiveness tonight. Hear her recount the night she was shot in the face during a robbery attempt nearly 25 years ago.
And in case you missed it, it was a big day on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average had its biggest day in 3 years, soaring more than 400 points. It closed up 421 points to just over 17,700. We'll be right back.
A major policy shift between the U.S. and Cuba.
After 5 years of being held prisoner in Cuba, American Alan Gross returns to U.S. soil.
We will begin to normalize relations between our two countries.
NBC6 is the first to alert you, bringing you news when it happens, as it happens.
Mixed emotions here today.
From Washington, D.C. to South Florida, Team 6 is everywhere.
Stay with Team 6 for continuing coverage of the U.S. and Cuba restoring relations.
This developing story is on air, online, and on the go. NBC6 South Florida is everywhere.
New members always win at Calder Casino. Just join the Players Club. It's fast, easy, and free. Then spin to win $10,000 to $1,000 free play instantly. Every new member wins at least $10 free play. Calder Casino, where new members always win.
I want more than anything to win a gold medal, and we have someone who could do that.
Foxcatcher has been nominated for 3 Golden Globes, including Best Picture.
What's he get out of all this?
America, winning. It's also been nominated for 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards.
The sport of wrestling is a low sport, and I don't like to see you being low.
A movie experience unlike any other.
I am giving America hope.
Rated R. Starts Friday only in theaters.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
It's always game on at Calder Casino. Ring in the new year at Calder Casino's $10,000 countdown giveaway. Then keep the party going with Calder's $10,000 New Year cheer. Get your free entry Wednesday starting at 5 p.m. only at Calder Casino, just north of Sun Life Stadium.
A police officer's gun accidentally went off in an apartment building. The bullet sliced through the floor, and it was all caught on camera. That bullet stopped in the back of a man sitting on a couch in the apartment below. The police were searching a second-floor apartment in Albuquerque, New Mexico, after making a burglary arrest. Now, that's when the officer's service revolver discharged. Now, no one inside that apartment was injured, but that man in the apartment just below was wounded in his upper back. Now, that man is expected to recover. The officer is on leave.
The accused Boston Marathon bomber was in court today for a pretrial hearing. It's the first time Johar Tsarnaev has been seen by the public in more than a year. Prosecutors wanted Tsarnaev to attend the hearing so the judge could ask him whether he's satisfied with his defense team. Tsarnaev said he is, and today's hearing was the final one before jury selection begins in January. Along with the marathon bombings, Tsarnaev is also being charged in the murder of an MIT police officer days following the bombing. New tonight, a story about the power of forgiveness. It's about a Florida woman who has become a source of strength for the person who nearly killed her. 25 years ago, Debbie Bakery was in a Tampa parking lot when she was shot in the face by then 13-year-old Ian Manuel. The shooting left her with injuries that required years of reconstructive surgery. Manuel was sentenced to prison, but about a year after the crime, he reached out to apologize. The two have been communicating ever since.
It's mostly letters. When he writes an essay or something happens in his life, he shares it with me. It's just somebody who's reached out to him to show him that, yes, I'm behind you.
Manuel was originally sentenced to life behind bars. However, in 2011, he was resentenced to 65 years and is scheduled to be released in 2031. Bakery is campaigning for an early release.
Well, police have identified the elderly couple struck and killed last night in Deerfield Beach. Philip Kendo and Francine Friedman were trying to cross South Ocean Boulevard. That's when they were hit by a Lexus SUV. Now, Friedman died at the scene. Kendo was pronounced dead at the hospital. Both were in their 80s. The driver of the Lexus did remain on the scene. So far, no word of charges. A streetlight in the area was out, but it's unclear if that played a role in this tragedy.
New tonight, South Florida chef and homeless activist Arnold Abbott held an outdoor vigil remembering the lives lost to homelessness at Washington, D.C.'s Freedom Plaza. Team 6's Marissa Bagg joins us once again from the nation's capital. And Marissa, Abbott then served up some food there?
That's right, Jackie. It's only fitting that he's here in the nation's capital after all of these dealings have received all the national attention. And he actually, as you mentioned, did serve up some food here in Washington, D.C. tonight for the homeless. And in recent months, he's been cited for violating a Fort Lauderdale ordinance that restricts the locations where he can feed the homeless. Despite the cold temperatures here in D.C., many homeless people did come out not only for the meal, but to hear Abbott speak about why the issue is so important to him.
I think it's everybody's disgrace that it goes on anywhere in the United States. And I haven't seen a lot of homeless people here because we've been moving all during the day. But I'm sure that they deserve the same privileges that everybody else in the country does, and that's what I'm fighting for.
Earlier today, Abbott was presented an award by a national homeless advocate organization. However, Abbott claimed that he had no idea he was receiving an award and was there only to advocate for the homeless. Now, earlier this month, a judge did put that Fort Lauderdale ordinance on hold, asking that the city and Abbott come together and negotiate the issue. So the charges against Abbott have not been officially filed by police because they're waiting for this ordinance issue to be resolved. Reporting live from Washington, D.C., Marissa Bagg, NBC 6 South Florida.
Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist John Morales, South Florida's most accurate forecast.
12 days now without rain, and we won't be seeing any on the live First Alert Doppler radar as we head into this weekend. And I've got that as a change to the forecast for this weekend. I am no longer calling for even that slight chance of rain that I had in the forecast for Sunday. So that's good news. Let's talk about tonight's low temperatures first. We've been seeing 50s in many spots for the past several nights, but listen, the heart of the city, the areas east of I-95, they're not going to get into the 50s tonight. We'll be mainly in the 60s, and that was the case last night. The overnight low temperature in Miami was 60, and in Fort Lauderdale it was 61 degrees. Rain-free conditions again lasting through the weekend. The chance of rain does ramp up next week, but the good news is that by the time we get to Christmas Eve, the rain will move away and it'll turn cooler by Christmas Day. Here are your current temperatures now. We've got 65 degrees in Miami, 63 Fort Lauderdale, and 62 Pompano Beach. It's still 67 in Marathon and Key West, where temperatures have been pretty steady since the end of the evening. Kind of a broad view here of the Gulf of Mexico and the Gulf states. A lot of high clouds crossing northern Florida. This system over here is going to become a very small area of low pressure that will cross the Gulf and eventually bring a front that will try to make it to South Florida by Sunday or Monday, but stall. And that's why I'm not calling for rain. Other parts of the state may see rain from that system, but us here in South Florida will avoid the rain at least through Sunday, possibly into Monday. Talk about tonight's lows first. Here across the interior, we'll see temperatures in the mid to upper 50s in Kendall and Homestead, as well as Pembroke Pines, Weston and Coral Springs. Closer to the coast again, either near 60 or hovering just above 60 degrees for your overnight lows tonight. And then tomorrow, we're looking at a very pretty day. By noontime, it'll be 74 degrees and then 78 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is right on target for the expected temperature this time of the year. Our normal high is precisely 78 degrees. And then 79 Saturday and 80 degrees on Sunday, the official start of winter with the winter solstice on that day. Notice the nighttime lows will be 60 to 66. There are no 50s here in the forecast until that front moves through. So the front I'm talking about is going to come through on Wednesday early in the day, it looks like, with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, clearing out by Christmas Eve so that Christmas Day will be sunny with low humidity. And as you can see, that's the one day that we'd have temperatures back into the 50s. It should be a nice, crisp and dry and beautiful Christmas Day. Now back to you.
John, thank you. Up next, the crippling hack of Sony Pictures has already forced the cancellation of a movie.
What cybersecurity experts are saying about who could be responsible for the attack.
Sweetie, I'd love a hazelnut. Mom, Dad, Big Uncle Wayne.
Hot chocolate.
Green tea.
Decaf, cuz.
Wow.
I'm dying for herbal tea.
The all-new Keurig 2.0.
Looking for the perfect holiday gift? Tiger Direct has the best selection of security and home automation kits from just $119. Wrap up the holidays with Tiger Direct, your connection to awesome technology.
Get this season's best gift, a 2015 Honda Accord on clearance with savings to remember. Just $209 a month or zero down. And your Accord is loaded with 5-star safety ratings, 36 MPGs, and features like Bluetooth, Pandora radio, and backup camera. Fully loaded Accords, the #1 selling car in its class, are a gift to remember for only $209 a month or zero down during Happy Honda Days this week at your South Florida Honda dealers.
What is it that we're doing?
We're going to break an unbreakable Nazi code and win the war.
Oh.
The critics agree. The Imitation Game is one of the greatest movies of the year.
You will never understand the importance of what I am creating here.
And now nominated for 5 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Picture of the Year.
Any questions?
The Imitation Game, rated PG-13.
It's the time of year for making lists. At Chevrolet, we've made it onto a few lists ourselves. In fact, this year, we've been at the top of more awards lists than any other car company. Now, during the Chevy year-end event, put us on yours. Choose a Cruze in stock the longest and get cash back for 20% of the MSRP. That's over $4,250 on this Cruze LT.
See your South Florida Chevy dealer.
Hey, Mom, can I have a hot chocolate?
We'll all have hot cocoa.
Ma'am, need a strong pot of Joe.
The all-new Keurig 2.0.
Tonight, Fallon plays Holiday Flip Cup with Amy Adams, plus Parks and Recs, Nick Offerman, Foo Fighters, and hashtag Christmas Fail.
One year, my brother secretly spiked the eggnog, and my grandma drunkenly admitted she had a crush on the mailman.
And Seth has Christoph Waltz, new Tonight Show, then Late Night, NBC Tonight.
Now for new details on the investigation into the hack at Sony Pictures. The White House isn't ready to blame North Korea for the hack, but does say it was carried out by a, quote, sophisticated actor with malicious intent. Sony has since canceled the Christmas Day release of The Interview, a comedy about a plot to assassinate North Korea's leader. The decision was made after several movie theaters said they didn't want to show the film because of threats made by the hackers who call themselves the Guardians of Peace.
Well, you just have to hope that one of these packages isn't yours. A truck carrying hundreds of Amazon Prime packages overturned early this morning in Gibsonton, that's just south of Tampa. The crash ripped open the truck, the top of it, and turned all those neatly stacked boxes into a jumbled pile of mess. Well, all of the boxes appeared to have local shipping addresses. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office is investigating the cause of this accident. The driver of the truck was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. And speaking of packages, today was the busiest delivery day for the U.S. Postal Service. The Postal Service has been delivering packages 7 days a week in major cities since mid-November due to an expected surge of mail volume. Now, it's estimated it'll deliver between 450 and 470 million packages this holiday season.
That is a big number right there.
That's a lot of mail.
Let's talk about the Panthers, right, Stefano?
It's pretty much the only team that's actually giving fans something to cheer about these days, right? The Heat and consistent, the Dolphins. So it's been a rough week, so let's talk about that team because they've, like we said, they've been winning. It didn't take 20 penalty shots like it did the last game against the Capitals, but it did take some, so we'll tell you how many for the Cats against the Flyers tonight. We'll have highlights in sports.
Hey! I guess we're gonna need a new Santa.
More people are coming to Audi than ever before. See why now is the best time. Experience the Season of Audi sales event before January 2nd for exceptional offers on select Audi models.
Where would a teacher like you get that kind of money?
He knew how to win the game.
I've seen you be $500,000 up.
I've been up $2.5 million. But the rules
I don't like to lose. I will kill your entire bloodline.
Just changed.
What's going on?
Time to get away from me. I've never done anything like this before. You gotta meet me.
You understand the gravity of your situation.
A gambler.
I came to play.
Rated R.
It's a great time to drop into Nissan for up to 1,000 holiday bonus cash on select models from our most innovative lineup ever. The most exciting event of the season is going on now at Nissan.
Lease Altima just $189 per month, or choose 0% plus save up to $2,000.
Get to Nissan's holiday event.
Shop ChooseNissan.com. Innovation that excites.
I want to see us in the Hollywood Kia.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know certain cartoon characters should never have an energy drink?
Action.
Geico.
Introducing the Birds of America collection. 50 stunning hand-painted plates commemorating the state birds of our proud nation.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Someday you won't need all of this space, and you'll miss their raisins all over the place, sandy beach toys and splattered sunscreen. So enjoy the journey and the melted ice cream.
The Infiniti QX60 and the QX60 Hybrid with best-in-class combined fuel economy. Lease the Infiniti QX60 for $399 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
The Xfinity Sports Desk is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
Welcome back. After a historic 20-shot shootout win for the Panthers over the Capitals on Tuesday, the Cats are back on the ice today looking to keep the pace in the playoff race in the Eastern Conference, visiting the Flyers. Let's head to Philadelphia, where the Panthers got off to a hot start. 10 minutes in, the pass is thrown in front of the net, where Scotty Upshaw gets around his defender to knock it in. But Philly did tie it up, and once again, they went to the shootout. It didn't take 20 this time, but on the 6th try, Dave Bolin scored for Florida, setting up Roberto Luongo. Sean Courtier on the attack, and he mishandles the puck, loses it, and the Cats get all 2 points, beating the Flyers 2-1. Tomorrow, Marlins fans will begin to accumulate hope for the 2015 season when the team presents its brand new acquisitions. Starting pitcher Matt Latos, traded from the Reds. Second baseman Dee Gordon, traded from the Dodgers. And first baseman / outfielder Mike Morse, who signed as a free agent, will be shown off at Marlins Park in Little Havana. This is the beginning of a new era of Marlins baseball after the signing of Giancarlo Stanton to the largest contract in North American sports history. Hopefully, better days are in the near future for the Fish. The Dolphins coaching staff has tried to preach the importance of the next game all this week. The reality is, with slim to no chance of making the playoffs, it's difficult for players and fans to hide their disappointment. The uncertainty of head coach Joe Philbin's future is a cloud hanging over the franchise, and many team members have said to believe he will not be back. Still, you'd like to see the team beat the Vikings this week and then finish the year beating the Jets. But will it matter?
It's kind of like pats on the back, like, hey, good job, but you didn't get the job done. And, since the day we got here, going to the playoffs felt like that's, the first step in making this franchise back in the winning ways where it should be. So, the record at the end of the day to me is kind of material.
It'll be interesting to see exactly how many fans will be at Sun Life Stadium this Sunday. We'll have to wait and see. That'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.
New members always win at Calder Casino. Just join the Players Club. It's fast, easy, and free. Then spin to win $10,000 to $1,000 free play instantly. Every new member wins at least $10 free play. Calder Casino, where new members always win.
What fun it is to drive event from Acura.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
$17 million. The art world is abuzz.
She was the real artist.
They adore you big eyes.
He was the con artist.
You're like Warhol.
World's like me.
But one woman will speak the truth.
If you tell anyone this empire collapses,
I'll talk as loud as I want.
Tim Burton's best, most triumphant film is now nominated for 3 Golden Globes, including Best Actress Amy Adams and Best Actor Christoph Waltz.
You don't even know what the truth is.
Big Eyes, rated PG-13.
Get more luxury, more technology, and more safety in the new 15 Hyundai Equus and Genesis. And get it for less at Rick Case. Compare Hyundai Equus and Genesis to Mercedes, BMW, Audi, and Lexus for up to $30,000 less. And only Rick Case gives you more warranty. Double the nationwide factory warranty to 20 years, 200,000 miles. This week during our year-end clearance sale, get $7,000 off every 14 Genesis or Equus. We're South Florida's largest dealer because we give you more for less at Rick Case Hyundai, I-75 or 441.
Hey, Mom, can I have a hot chocolate?
We'll all have hot cocoa.
Ma'am, need a strong pot of Joe.
The all-new Keurig 2.0.
Finding that perfect tree. Going for a sleigh ride. Touring the lights. There's nothing like the holidays in a new Lincoln. The Lincoln Wishlist event is on. The Lincoln MKZ, the first ever MKC, the new Navigator.
Get our best offers of the year on the 2015 Lincoln MKC. Lease it now for $349 a month.
It's always game on at Calder Casino. Ring in the new year at Calder Casino's $10,000 countdown giveaway. Then keep the party going with Calder's $10,000 New Year cheer. Get your free entry Wednesday starting at 5 p.m. only at Calder Casino, just north of Sun Life Stadium.
Meet Carter. He's only 9 years old, but he's on Team Impact, connecting college teams with children who have life-threatening or chronic diseases.
The Tigers team members have completely embraced Carter, who is about halfway through a grueling 3-year treatment regimen for leukemia. Carter says he's helping the team by being their good luck charm, but sometimes it's hard to tell who is helping who more.
He is too cute.
Look at him. He made a nice basket there.
Yeah.
Stefano, you think the Miami Heat may want him?
Yeah, right? You can probably use him at this point. Absolutely.
Hey, the Dolphins might need him.
Yeah,
you
right?
know?
Or he's a multi-sport athlete.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So, any changes in them? Because we've been having such perfect weather.
Yeah, it's funny. The 7-day forecast includes so many important days. I mean, the weekend, the winter solstice, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I'm exhausted. I mean, I can't forecast for so many important days in a row. There's too much. Anyway, it's pretty good. It's pretty good to forecast.
Don't forget, you're not responsible entirely for the weather.
I don't make it. I only forecast.
Thanks so much for watching.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great